Ever since I was a little girl, I always loved fairies. I would play fairies with my friends, invent my own fairy tales, and read lots of stories about fairies. But one thing I always wanted to do was make a fairy garden. So, to usher in spring, we thought we would make a home for our favorite fairy tale creature. So, without further ado, let's make a fairy garden. Here's a little mock-up of the design we had in mind, but first things first, we have to collect all our items. We went foraging in our home, in craft stores like Hobby Lobby and Michael's, and outdoors. So I'm gonna run you through some of the things that we got for our little fairy garden. We have some crafting odds and ends from our own supply. We have little things that we bought at craft stores, this little wheelbarrow, these little tools. We got these aquarium pebbles. And I bought this little table and chair set from eBay because I thought it was so cute. Then we got some microgreens from the farmer's market for our fairies to plant and harvest in their little garden. We got some very short creeping plants from Home Depot. We have here Creeping Jenny and Blue Star Creeper, so they're gonna stay real short, which is what we want for our fairy garden. We don't want anything outgrowing the garden. Then we have some odds and ends from the Great Outdoors. We have some pine cones that I think would make good shingles for the roof of the fairy house. We have this little guy. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I think it's cute. We have a lot of little acorn toppers. I think might make cute bowls and things like that. So let's put all of these things together in our fairy garden.
The first thing I made was the house. I cut up these little paper pots and glued them one on top of the other. It doesn't have to be perfect. 1, because we're going to cover it with all these pine cone pieces, and 2, because it gives it a little charm when it's a bit off-kilter. Then I glued 3 stones together, one on top of the other, with a clamshell on top to make a bird bath. To make a swing, I found, or actually I sent Alex outside to find, this awesome stick, and I tied some twine from it to this little piece of bark. Finally, I wanted to use these acorn toppers as bowls, and inside the bowls I put these glass beads. I'm sure the fairies can find good use for these. I placed them all on this other piece of bark, and with that, it became a little gardening station. Now we're potting our ground cover. I kept it all around the edges of the fairy garden, because in the middle we're going to have all our little pieces. And then we planted our quote-unquote vegetable garden. I used these microgreens to make this little section look like a produce garden with a fence and rows of plants. I think it turned out pretty good. And at last, we put all the pieces together. I dug a little hole and placed in it a bowl of aquarium pebbles. filled it up with water, and there's a pond. We placed a ton of smooth stones trailing from the house to the swing to make this adorable rock path.
And here is our finished product. We had so much fun making this, and now we're going to set it out on the porch for the fairies to come and visit. Whether you have store-bought goods or household items or just forged pieces of material, you can make your own fun and whimsical fairy garden.